A couple of questions.
Yeah.
The first one was, I read in that an article I saw downstairs that you were outraged by a sense of poverty, and that's what got you going initially. You said that you were outraged. Are you still outraged?
Well, I think everybody should be outraged by seeing children on streets not in school. And I feel now that all of us should be outraged in this day and age when we see in India children being employed as hidden domestic child labour at the age of 7, or children employed in match factories, or children employed in tea stalls, and not being allowed to go to school because their childhood is just taken away from them.
And 50 years on, you're still getting outraged?
Why not? Wouldn't you be?
A lot of people don't seem to be.
No, because that's the tradition in India.
But not even in India, even at home. Even at home.
150 years ago, people in Ireland weren't outraged either.
Yeah. But there's poverty in Ireland, and I don't think it outrages people enough.
Oh, it should. I mean, well, you have to ask yourself some questions about the poverty in Ireland. Okay.
Do you ever get despondent? Does it ever all become too much for you?
No, because there's always hope. And I always feel each day is a little bit better than the one before. And the way I look at it is, this is not my work, this is God's work. And if He has created all this ant-heap which is here in India, He should be doing something more about it than just the likes of me. So it doesn't bother me. I do everything as much as I can. What else is, I leave it to Him. And there's lots of other people working as well. So if each one does a little bit in their own corner, and this is where, like for big English medium schools in India, I'm plugging very hard away at it, that every single big school should take charge of all the children in need around their own area. And we would practically remove the problem of children not in school. But principles are a little bit sometimes hard to crack.
We will say nothing about principles.
You better turn it off.
Well, we wouldn't do that. And then the contribution that John Scotus is making, I mean, could you say something about that?
The contribution that John Scotus is making is quite enormous. They don't realise it, I think, you see. By coming out here, the schools which they are helping are government-recognised schools, and the government will pay the teacher's salary, provided the local community can build a school and keep the teachers alive for about 5 years before they get the recognition. And the government will only give a recognition for a teacher if there's a classroom. So you have situations here like in Rajpunja where you had 860 girls at secondary school level and 6 teachers. Compare that with the conditions in Ireland. Or you have another school with, say, 1,600 boys and girls and only 12 classrooms. You have a principal coming in to me some years back to say that she has 800 children in her school and she only has 4 classrooms. So 400 come every second day. So these kind of things are mind-boggling, and yet these children, that's the only possibility they have, the only future they have.
You spoke earlier about the sort of the symbolic effect of the local people seeing white people.
Let me finish the work that the John Scotus crowd have done, because by building these schools and by putting on extra classrooms, we've got at least 4 to 6 schools have now got a higher secondary top recognised by the government and with the teachers paid for by the government. That's an enormous thing, and they're all girls' schools. This is also a very important thing to know. And also when foreign people go out there, Irish people, there's a kind of a feeling in India, it's left over from the colonial times, that somehow or other you got a white skin, you're a bit better than everybody else, right? And then they see white people coming, hefting bags of cement on their shoulders, carrying buckets of sand, laying bricks, just doing ordinary manual work, the kind of work that what we would call a mystery bricklayer or whatever it is would be doing. And they are immensely impressed. And then they begin to realise, there's no shame in working with your hands. That's something which usually people here who've got a lot of education will not be able to work with their hands. They wouldn't be able to anyway because they wouldn't have the capacity. But, they wouldn't want to. So I think that's something very, very important for us, a very important lesson for the local. And then the other thing is this, that since we're coming with our contribution, whatever it is, John Scotus School is coming with a contribution, the local people suddenly realise, we as a community should be doing something also. And they all come together in their poverty and they put things together and they try to do something on their own. Like one school was plastered Another school, they managed to put 4 more rooms. They haven't managed to put a roof on it yet, but at least they got 4 more brick walls up, So those kind of things make a lot of difference.
And the very last question, sister, do you miss Ireland at all?
Oh yes, I miss Ireland. I love Ireland, and I enjoy going home for holidays. And I just love Ireland. That's it. But I don't have time to miss it. I don't have time to sit around and bemoan the fact, oh gosh, I'm not in Ireland. When I get a chance to go to Ireland, I go. And I enjoy being there very, very much. But I don't know whether I would want to go back there and finish my days in Ireland. I think I have far more usefulness in India, because in Ireland now, especially where the schools are concerned, they push them out at 60 years of age, when you're quite well able to sit around and help children who are in need, do a bit of counselling, listen to kids, which is what's needed so badly in Ireland. And they're all pushed out at the age of 60 or 55 or something, not allowed near the children anymore because of these teachers' unions. So I would like the teachers to get a message from me. Let the old people into your schools. Let them sit down and be available to the children. The children need people to talk to chat with, who are not rushing around doing schoolwork. I think it's very important, because children in Ireland need people to listen to them.
Very good.